Have you ever worked really hard towards something only to have it completely fall apart? Maybe you lost a job. Maybe a relationship ended. Maybe you dropped out of school. It's easy to believe those moments mean you failed. But what if they don't? What if the outcome isn't actually the point? Most of my clients tell me they believe the statement that everything happens for a reason. Would you say that you believe that statement? If you answered yes, then it should make sense to trust that your outcomes happened for a reason. I believe life wants the best for us, that it is always supporting us in positive ways, even though it might not always look that way. Sometimes outcomes present themselves as something negative. Let's say, for instance, you lose your job. You could believe it happened because life is against you. But what if it isn't? What if you're simply misunderstanding what's happening behind the scenes? Maybe there's a more fulfilling job waiting for you, closer to home, that pays more, with people who are more in alignment with you, that you are now available to attract. There's timing to everything in life. Maybe you didn't get something because the time isn't right yet. For instance, let's say you've been on numerous dates that didn't work out. You would probably become frustrated and begin thinking, I'll never find anyone. Eventually, you may even quit dating altogether. But what if those relationships didn't work out because your soulmate hasn't moved to your town yet? By the time they arrive, your frustration has already convinced you to give up. You could completely miss the opportunity. This brings us to another very important point. You don't have full control over your outcomes. If you get frustrated every time something doesn't go the way you expected, you're going to spend a lot of your life discouraged. This discouragement may affect your mindset, causing you to quit. I believe negative outcomes often create space for something better. But if we close ourselves off because of disappointment, we're no longer in the right mindset to recognize the opportunity when it finally appears. Imagine instead that no matter what happens, you stay positive and optimistic. You trust that life is supporting you in positive ways. You understand that the only reason something that seems negative would happen is because something better is on the way. Now you're ready to grab the positive opportunity when it comes. This goes for things you actively pursue as well. Let's say you're studying to become an engineer, but your grades start slipping because it's more difficult than you imagined, and you end up changing your major or dropping out. Don't immediately consider this a failure. This may merely be life communicating that you learned what you needed from that particular direction and that it's time to shift to a new direction. That's how we find our way in life. One path leads to another. And eventually, we're walking the truest, most effortless, and most successful path. One last thing, probably the most important idea. Sometimes the current thing you're pursuing isn't the actual purpose. Sometimes it's simply putting you in the right place at the right time for something you need. Maybe while pursuing that engineering degree, you meet your future spouse. Maybe you meet a lifelong friend. Maybe a teacher changes your life and opens your eyes to your true path. There may be many reasons you're walking the path that you're currently on. Some of them you may never fully understand. Trust that life knows what it's doing in order to help you. If you listen to your intuition and let it guide you, I believe you will always be in the right place at the right time to receive whatever is meant for you. Imagine how many opportunities you may have missed because you became discouraged by a certain outcome. I encourage you to let go of outcomes. Trust that life is on your side and that it's helping you. Trust that it wants the best for you. Trust that everything will work itself out for the positive. If something negative happens in your life, don't immediately assume it's bad. Stay positive and hopeful that the reason it happened is because life is bringing you something better. Then you will be in a positive mindset, optimistic, and ready to grab new opportunities. If you have any questions, post them in the comments and I will do my best to provide clarity. I wish you success. Thank you for watching. Take care.